Hello, friends. Do you want to speak English with confidence? Start with short and simple sentences. Don't wait for big grammar rules. Speak what you see. Speak what you feel. Repeat after me. Practice daily, even for 5 minutes. English is not hard. English is your friend. Let's learn English through this story. Let's start together.
I kept the letter in my hand. I read it again. Line by line, word by word. It felt personal. It felt written just for me. I asked myself, who sent it? A friend? A stranger? Or maybe destiny itself? I touched the paper. It smelled like ink. It smelled like change. It smelled like a new life. I walked to the mirror. I looked at myself. My eyes looked tired, but now they had light. My face looked pale, but now it had hope. I whispered to myself, "Don't waste today." I repeated it again and again. It became a song. It became a prayer. I dressed quickly. I wanted to go out. I wanted to meet the world. I wanted to use this new power. I opened the door. The air touched my face. It was fresh. It was cool. It was friendly. I walked down the street. People were moving fast. Cars were rushing. Shops were opening. Life was running. But my heart was calm because I had a letter. Because I had new courage. I saw a woman. She was sitting alone. She looked sad. She looked lost. Her head was down. I stopped. I wanted to help. I remembered the letter. I remembered the words. Do not give up. I sat beside her. I smiled. She looked at me. Her eyes were red. She had been crying. I asked softly, "Are you okay?" She shook her head. She said nothing, just silence. I touched my pocket. The letter was inside. I felt its power. I wanted to share it. I said to her, "Life is hard, but don't give up. I just learned this today." She looked at me again. Her eyes searched mine. She whispered, "I needed that." I smiled. I felt warm. The letter was already working. Not just for me, but for others too. I walked again. I saw kids playing. They were running. They were laughing. They had no fear. They had no worries. I thought about life. When we are kids, we dream big. We smile easily. We fall and rise. But when we grow, we forget that spirit. The letter reminded me to live like a child again. To laugh, to rise, to dream, to shine. I reached the park. I sat on a bench. I took the letter out. I read another line. It said, "Every failure is a step toward success, a step toward strength, a step toward wisdom." I breathed deeply. Yes, it was true. I had failed many times in studies, in work, in love, in life. But maybe those failures were not the end. Maybe they were lessons. Maybe they were training. I closed my eyes. Memories came. The job I lost. The friend who left. The dream I dropped. Each one hurt me. Each one broke me. But each one taught me. The letter was right. Every failure is a step, not a wall, not an end, just a step. I opened my eyes. I felt light, like a heavy stone was gone. I stood up again. I walked to the coffee shop. I ordered a drink. The waiter smiled. He looked tired too. I gave him a bigger smile. He smiled brighter. I gave him hope. He gave me kindness. I realized something. The letter was not just paper. It was a seed of hope, a seed of change. And I had to plant it. Everywhere I went. I left the shop. I walked to work. Normally, I hated Mondays. Normally, I felt heavy. But today was different. I felt ready. I felt alive. I entered the office. People looked busy. Some were angry. Some were sleepy. Some were sad. I wanted to share the light, so I greeted them. Good morning, with energy, with power, with heart. They looked surprised, but some smiled back. The room changed. The air changed. The day changed. I sat at my desk. Work was waiting. Papers, emails, reports. Normally I sighed, but today I whispered, "Don't waste today." I worked hard. I worked with focus. I worked with joy. Time moved fast. I didn't feel tired. I felt proud. At lunch, I sat with my friend. He looked sad, too. He pushed his food. He said, "Life is empty." I touched my pocket. The letter was there. Again, it called me. I told him, "Listen, friend, do not give up. Every failure is a step. Every day is a chance." He stopped eating. He looked at me. His eyes opened wide. He asked, "Where did you hear that?" I smiled. "A letter told me." He laughed. "A letter? Really?" I nodded. "Yes, a letter changed my day. Maybe it can change yours too." He leaned closer. "Can I read it?" I gave him the letter. He read it slowly. His lips moved. His eyes filled. When he finished, he folded it carefully. Like it was treasure. He gave it back. He said softly, "Thank